Hello everybody and welcome back to Quarantine Kids Storytime. My name's Sasha Cooper and I'm the co-founder of the project. Today it is that time again. It's the weekly weekend roundup, and hopefully if you've subscribed to our channel you know the score by now. This is where I give you the rundown of what is coming up on Quarantine Kids Storytime, as well as any cheeky little behind the scenes or any special themes that are coming up depending on what Saturday this is broadcast on. So, firstly, it's the month of Halloween, and here at Quarantine Kids Storytime, we always like to get a little bit of a thrill into the weekends as well as in the week. So, today, we've got two very exciting things coming up, and of course, it's a little bit of a special one today as well, because I've got a few thank yous to do as well. So first up, we have another Funny Bones particular book, which is read by our wonderful stalwart reader from the early days, which is Cassie Hardy, who's a mental health nurse, and of course, as indicated in her bio when we shared the video at the end of this broadcast, you will see that she believes that words can be a huge healing process in terms of mental health, despite these troublesome times. Having said that, it doesn't have to be troublesome when we get a bump in the night, which is what the typical Funny Bones thing does, but it happens to be the title of the book, Bump in the Night, and it's written by the wonderful Alan Alberg. Once again, thank you to the wonderful Penguin Children's Books, or Penguin Kids if you're on social media, for granting us permission to read this wonderful series, especially with it being Halloween month. Now, I have to bring up the next, well, I say the next, it's the last chapter in Peter Pan. I can't believe it. I'll be honest with you guys, I am actually very sad, but at the same time, very proud of this particular story for Quarantine Kids, because not only at the time of recording, so far we have raised £268 for the wonderful Great Ormond Street Hospital because of this tale, but also because all the actors, in fact, well, for anything on Quarantine Kids Storytime, everybody has given their time for free. But for this particular project, because it's a great charity, Great Ormond Street Hospital, the majority of, well, in fact, all the actors that you hear in this particular tale are professional actors, and they gave their time for free, which of course I really do appreciate as well. You know, especially as children are at the heart of that wonderful project and charity, of course, and of course that reflects what we believe in as well, that children as well as adults need entertainment. And this is why Alice and I, well, it was Alice originally who started Quarantine Kids Storytime and just basically got me on board, which is why you see my fizzog an awful lot of these times, especially as Alice also works with vulnerable kids, which is why I came on board to help her out in that particular process as well. But that's by the by. I mean, at the heart of Great Ormond Street Hospital, they not only focus on children's physical health, but its well-being. And I'm sure you'll agree with me out there that mental health is just as vital as physical health in terms of getting better. We not only have to rest physically, but why not switch off with a mind as well? You know, and that's the main reason why J.M. Barrie donated the royalties of Peter Pan at the time, as well as the play version he wrote, to Great Ormond Street Hospital, because they did wonders when they saved his son, you know, from death. And I'm not joking. This is where, well, I'll be honest with you, this is where Peter Pan, the audiobook for us particularly stemmed from, because, you know, one of our readers, in fact, I'm just going to call him out, Jack Chandler, when he joined Quarantine Kids Storytime in the early days, he basically suggested to our readers team that we do a big collaborative group project. And, a lot of us were very interested in the idea and we were very, very much up for that. But we didn't realise until I started thinking a little bit clearer about what to do with this, that I thought, okay, look, if we're going to do this, we need to do this properly. And that's when I put out way, way, way back in the late spring, in fact it was, on social media, on our Facebook page, on our Twitter page, and even on our personal pages, we put out a poll between Wind in the Willows and Peter Pan for our first big project. And, well, it was a close run, but literally quite a lot of people voted for Peter Pan, mostly because the winning factor was Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. And when I saw the overwhelming support for that literally swung it for me because, if I'm going to learn the hard way, so to speak, and do an audiobook, why not do something as great as Peter Pan, whilst giving other people a chance to, hone their home recording skills, as well as add to their voice reels as well. And all I could say is, without these wonderful people who literally said, "Hi, I'm interested, take me on board," that's what happened. That's when Peter Pan really came to life. And in fact, all the actors that you see and you hear on this channel, you can tell their passion for stories, and Peter Pan is no exception. So it was a whole big team effort, really. And without these guys, this just would not have taken place. So thank you so much, everybody, for literally doing what you did and sharing the tales and everything that you did as well for this project. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, talking of the fundraising, because we are, at the time of recording, still £32 away from our minimum target, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the cut-off deadline to donate to Great Ormond Street Hospital by Halloween itself, the 31st of October. So there is still a little bit of time to get your donations in, especially as it's a way to say thank you to these wonderful people who came on board as well as donate to a fantastic cause at the same time as well, especially through this uncertain time. Please give what you can, because, these guys do so much sterling work. They need the support more than ever. So thank you so much for that as well. Now, from here, what happens tomorrow? So, Cassie Hardy also returns with another Meg and Mog book. The title will be revealed on our channel as well as our social media pages tomorrow as well. But there's a whole series of Meg and Mog, which I never even knew existed until she started doing them. But, as well as this, a new tale is coming from Sunday as well, which Jack Chandler has teamed up with me to do this. In fact, I'm going to show you the book in question. This is called, and I know it's reversed, but hey, here we go. This is called Flintlock Bones and the Scepter of the Pharaohs, and it's written by a new writer called Derek Kilty and illustrated by Mark Elvins. Why am I doing this book, you ask? Well, 2 reasons. 1, it has mummy zombies and pirates. What more can you expect? And especially as this is Halloween themed, especially with all this aimed at the younger children. So if you are into your history and you have a child from about 5 or 6 upwards, then this is an appropriate book to get into from as early as that. And, well, obviously, thank you to the wonderful Scallywag Press for allowing us to read this book as well. And of course, this will literally be released chapter by chapter throughout the weekends going forwards, every Saturday and Sunday until the book finishes. But, of course, we're going to try and encourage you, because Scallywag Press are a new publishing group. we're going to try and encourage you, and I've agreed with them as well, to literally plug the book as much as possible. So this book, if you enjoy the tale, if you enjoy each chapter as it evolves, there's a little link that I'll put down here on the weekly weekend roundup going forwards, as well as on the unlisted playlist, which will be listed at the end of this broadcast for you to check out the episodes. And of course, you can follow us on social media, which we will put down in the description box as well. So if you like that kind of adventure, please do follow the adventures of Flintlock Bones. And I can tell you, it's been a very interesting experience, especially as this will also be my first time in literally putting audio together. So fingers crossed this works. Anyway, the other thing I've got to bring up is Daniel Brown. So from Monday, if you have teenagers from about, say, 12, 13 upwards minimum, then here is something for you guys, especially as this is appropriate for the coming autumn and winter months going forward, as well as Halloween as well. And that is our new chapter book from Monday is The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells. So if you like a little bit of mystery, then this is the book for you. And I have to admit, it has been years since I have actually read this book. So this will be a very lovely rediscovery for me as well, as I'm sure that any H.G. Wells fans out there and sci-fi fans will appreciate that as well. So this is the original book that it comes from. This is not any adaptation that you may have seen. So, this is actually from where it all springs from, especially as a mysterious man appears out of nowhere. More on that as the week progresses. But we are going to welcome back the wonderful Daniel Brown, who basically is going to be narrating that for us. Now, Daniel Brown, if some of you, if you were with us from the beginning, will know that he did The Highway Rat for us by Julia Donaldson. And he also recently did Horrid Henry's Ghosts and Ghouls from the wonderful Hatchet Children's Books Publishing Company as well. So he's coming back and he is going to be reading that tale for us Monday to Friday every single week until the book finishes. And all I will say is, from what I've heard of it so far, you're going to love it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave that there. So if you like the content that you see coming out on the channel, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and literally click the little bell and click all notifications so you don't miss out on the tales as they come in. If anything is unlisted, like Flintlock Bones and of course the Megan Mogg and Funny Bones series, you can find that in the unlisted playlist, which will also be at the end of this video, as well as on our social media pages. So please make sure you stay till the end of this video to check out those playlists so that you don't miss out. In the meantime, everybody, thank you as always for supporting Quarantine Kids Storytime. We really appreciate your support. My name's Sasha Cooper, and this has been the weekly weekend roundup on Quarantine Kids Storytime. Take care, everybody, and stay safe out there in these uncertain times. Bye-bye!